Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Action Coach Christian Harbeck, and welcome to another pivot session. And next to me sitting, I've got Laura Roux from Speak Social. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me in this interview today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get straight to the point. Tell me a bit about your business.
Okay, so Speak Social is a digital marketing agency where we specialize in all things online. So whatever a client needs to happen online, whether that be content creation for their Facebook page, their Instagram account, web copy for their website, whatever they need, we can help make that happen for them.
Okay, really awesome. So what made you go into this business, and how long ago have you started?
So in March, the 27th, which I think was also when lockdown started, my business was 4 years old. Before I started Speak Social, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I needed something to do to sort of generate an income. I have quite a long history in blogging. I have been online for over 12 years now. And so the progression was natural to move into social media marketing. I had a network of small businesses, and so it seemed natural for me to move into that industry. And I was extremely fortunate that my business grew quite quickly and has managed to sustain a solid client base for the last 4 years.
Awesome. That is really lovely. So obviously, speaking about the elephant in the room, COVID has arrived. How has this affected your business?
So when people hear what I do, they say, oh, I assume that you haven't been affected. And I think that's a little bit simple because we've all been affected. In my portfolio of clients, I did have some clients in the hospitality industry. Obviously for them, many of them are still not open. So I did unfortunately lose a few clients, which did obviously make an impact on my business. And being the way that it was, getting new clients hasn't been as easy as it was pre-lockdown, pre-COVID, because money's tight for everybody. So there has been an impact. Fortunately, I have still been able to work, and I have still been able to try and get new clients, which is extremely fortunate.
That's brilliant. Yeah, well done on that. So speaking about clients, now who would be your ideal client base, your ideal audience? Who would that be?
I love working with owner-run businesses. So it's not necessarily a small business. It's a business where the owner is involved in the day-to-day running of the business, and he understands the value of marketing, specifically of online marketing. He has budget set aside for that, but he understands that he doesn't necessarily have the skill set all the time within his business to do that. I do prefer the businesses that have owners in them. It makes it easier to understand the business and create content that is specific to that business.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. So what are obviously COVID is there. What are the one or two things that you have implemented that is working for you at the moment?
So pre-COVID, I had a client that was based overseas. While they have also been affected, the impact doesn't seem to be as big as it is here. So I nurtured that relationship and grew the work that was coming in from him quite a lot more than the local climate, which allowed me then to generate more income. So it's not necessarily ideal. I would prefer clients within South Africa, but that is where the journey has led me for now.
Well, I suppose, some of the advantages of this lockdown is that we've become so digitally connected, and this amazing thing called the internet, I couldn't imagine what this would be like if it wouldn't be here. So it has definitely connected us much better, and I suppose we can now work worldwide. So it has, I suppose, an advantage.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so during lockdown, is there anything that you have done, like gone through a strategy session, bounced off some ideas? I've just done something around that you can maybe share?
So I am part of a networking group, and we have a business coach in that group that has been quite helpful during this time. He has these daily sessions that he runs that are open, that you can pop in and out as and when your diary allows, and he sort of has helped us all to navigate how to stay motivated and stay focused during this difficult time, which has been really, helpful on those days where it's just like you're demotivated, you're exhausted, and you need a bit of a pick-me-up. To pop onto the call and just, be in a room with other business owners to hear him put in practical steps, because often once you just hear someone say, just go and do this today, and that will help. That does sort of allow you to change your attitude.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Okay, so it's been said, smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what mistakes did you make along the way, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
Gosh, so many mistakes, so many. So it's difficult to bed down one, but I think, both my husband and I are entrepreneurs, and it's the one thing we both struggle with is the admin side of a business. It's getting those contracts up and running from the get-go. So when you sign a new client, there's a contract, there's a process, there's an invoice date. And to stick to those boundaries that come with that admin. It's been a tough lesson for me because, the invoices get sent late, or the clients leave and there's no contract protecting either one of us. And so I think if there's one thing, if you're setting up your new business that you do before you start, get your contracts in place, get your admin set up, whether you do it yourself or whether you outsource it, it doesn't really matter. You can do it. Just set it up and set it up properly.
Brilliant. Super. Excellent. Love that. So we all, I suppose, wish we could have a little bit of a time machine, a little button, something which we can turn the time back. So if you could turn back the time by 12 months, what would you have done differently?
I don't know, is that, do I, 12 months ago, would I have known that COVID was going to happen? So the thing is, I think I would have spent more time on diversifying my client base so that when something happens, I didn't necessarily lose. If I had to lose clients, it wouldn't have had such an impact on what I had. And that's obviously if I had known that Corona was going to happen. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah, you're quite correct. Yeah, it is something, if we could have known, I suppose it would have turned out quite differently. We've learned tons of things. I mean, personally for myself, I think I would have actually loved to have done more online work, done more that I can actually take my business through the internet and just not, do these massive seminars, always meet people, spending so much time in traffic. This is actually quite convenient. So it has, I suppose I could have started that earlier, but you know what? It's now here. We can't change anything about it. Yeah, so I've got all your details, your website address, email address, and it's all displayed below. Is there anything that you are offering at the moment that that the audience should know about? Any specials or so?
So while there are no specials, a lot of what I offer is quite personalized. So while I do have some packages, it depends on what the client needs because not everybody's needs are the same. But what I do offer clients is before they sign up, before they make a decision, I help sit with them and work through a bit of a consultancy session of sorts to say, okay, this is what you have, this is what could be done better. And then they can use that information and go make those changes themselves. They can work with me however they want. So it's sort of just what do you have? What do I think you need? Can you do what you have better? So that is done. It's done at no cost. And there's no, you don't have to sign up with me for me to give you that feedback or advice.
Yeah, makes sense. So just to finish off the interview, what is the most inspiring thing for you today or at this given moment?
So it's going to sound so cheesy, but it has to be my kids. I homeschool my kids, and we homeschooled before COVID started. And, this morning we were doing maths and it was struggling and it was, and then when they get it, it's one of those moments that are just, they not only inspire them, it inspires me to see how amazing they are. So I think, definitely it'd have to be my kids today.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, my kids are obviously also homeschooled. My son has been homeschooled already since September last year. So It's been an interesting journey. It's been really, really nice. So Yeah, thank you so much for your time. It's really appreciated. Just everybody out there, please reach out to Laura and yeah, get some ideas, some tips, and yeah, thank you so much for your time. It's really appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.